Are black people even in the Bible? If you listen to some evangelical pastors on TV, you would think black people are the bane of other people's existence. The most outrageous lie that I've ever heard is that Ham was cursed black for the sin of uncovering his father's nakedness. This line of reasoning presumes that no black people ever existed prior to the great flood of Noah's era. In other words, God didn't make black people. They were cursed into existence. Is any of this thinking true? Absolutely not. All of it is an absolute lie. Our God never cursed Ham in the first place. It was Noah who cursed his grandson Canaan. Canaan was the son of Ham. Read it in the Bible. He was never turned black because he was already black. Anyone who has ever bought into that trivial bit of racial nonsense and misinformation has never read the Bible before. If they had, they would know this. When God punished Cain for slaying his brother Abel, he booted him from the settlement of Adam. Cain was afraid that outside the settlement, people would want to kill him. In order to prevent that from happening, God marked Cain with such a distinction that anyone who saw him would become afraid to kill him. In fact, they would flee from him. Exactly how God changed Cain is unspoken, but God is nothing if he is not consistent. King Uzziah had a great soldier named Naaman, and he came to the prophet Elijah to be cured of leprosy. He was told to wash in the Jordan River 7 times, and he was cured. Elijah's servant Gehazi extorted Naaman of 2 bars of silver for his cure, and was cursed with the same leprosy that Naaman was cured of. And even Miriam, the sister of Moses, when angered by God for speaking against Moses because he married an Ethiopian woman, all these were cursed by having their skin turned white, not black. More than likely they were turned albino, although the Bible states that their condition was like leprosy and not leprosy itself. In history or the Bible, there has never been a documented case of any white person turning black, but it is a common occurrence for black people to turn white. This unnatural condition for blacks to lose most of their melanin in their skin is called vitiligo. It has no known cause, but is considered a genetic condition. So let's deal with a little bit of elementary genetics along with the Bible in order to explain my position more clearly. Assume that you are God and you are going about the business of making a perfect human being to live life here in the earth's environment. Of the 3 major types of humans that exist on the planet, whites, Orientals, and blacks, which one would have been the most perfect candidate for the project? Don't lie, be objective. Use the process of elimination if you need to. And acknowledge the only criteria that God set for making mankind. This is very important because it is how God stated that he constructed the first man or human being. He said that he constructed man, who was called Adam, from the earth. Question: have you ever seen any pink dirt anywhere on the planet? For that matter, have you ever seen any yellow dirt on the planet? Well, have you? This is absurd, isn't it? Are there any people around the planet who vaguely resemble soil or dirt? Even to envision such a phenomenon, I must be as mad as a hatter. Please, endure my madness just a little further while I attempt another trivial endeavor. By all accounts, or by all recent archaeological investigative accounts, the Great Pyramid was constructed 12,500 years ago, and not the 4,500 years as accepted by older methods of assigning date to its construction. Since the flood, in accordance with the Bible's genealogy record, there has been some 4,000 years that have passed. Either date of 12,500 years or 4,500 years ago still put the pyramid's construction date as post-flood era, Noah's time. This means that those fantastic geniuses on the continent of Africa who constructed this magnificent structure called the Great Pyramid had a very, very, very advanced culture, while the Europeans were still dwelling in caves. Once again, I surely must be jesting. How could that be? My madness must be increasing. Ancient Earth was a hostile environment where only the sturdy could survive and thrive, which causes one to ponder, of the three racial types, which one was best suited to withstand the extremities of a post- and antediluvian environment. Even today, with modern conveniences and medicines, sun ravages the skin of whites and Orientals. Yet, only one human type is genetically endowed or enhanced with enough melanin to better withstand the onslaught of our sun's damaging rays. Flight or flight is mankind's most immediate survival response or skill. The Olympics showcases the very best athletes on the planet in running ability every 4 years. Overwhelmingly, of the three human types, only one wins this competition most of the time. So, simply by genetic makeup, simply by human ability, and simply by use of ancient intelligence. If you had been the Almighty Yahuwah God, which would you have chosen as the perfect candidate for construction of the very first human being? It's a game changer, isn't it? Thank you.